Talofa lava and welcome to Measina Treasures of Samoa. My name is Moana. And today our guest speaker will be Ruby Fanaika Faagau. Now Ruby is a Samoan, Tongan and Fijian author, and she is also a lawyer, and she has written a book to help Samoan or Pacific Islander or any law student to see what it's like and to feel the experience for themselves so they know that they're not alone. So welcome to the show, Ruby.
Yay, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So
and I just wanted to mention that I'm not a lawyer yet, but I am a law school graduate, and I'm so close, but I'm not a lawyer yet. Just wanted to just share that for the audience.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So our first question is, what inspired you to start writing?
Well, to start writing in general, I think that's always been a part of who I am, which is telling stories, which as I'm getting older, I'm learning is very Pacific. You know, we're storytellers, we're story keepers, but yeah, that story writing has happened, you know, from the beginning as a child. But for the law school comic book, that was something that happened closer to graduation.
Awesome. Our second question is, where do you get your inspiration from?
That's a good question. So inspiration, I actually had to write it down because specifically for the law school comic book 1L, there were particular, I guess, comics and art that had an influence on me. And that includes Drinking at the Movies by Julia Wirtz, Supernatural Law by Batson Lash, Kathy Comic Strips by Kathy Geiswhite, Dilbert Comic Strips by Scott Adams, Garfield Comic Strips by Jim Davis, and Hello Kitty by Yuko Shimizu.
Oh, there's a lot of books. They're all really great ones too. I think
my
favorite
cartoon books.
Yeah, I love Garfield. Garfield is the best.
Right, with his lasagna, I mean, he's a kindred spirit for me with his lasagna eating and enjoying naps and just not liking Mondays. Yeah, he's my spirit animal.
Exactly. So our third question for today is, why did you choose the comic book style?
Yeah. Well, I chose the comic book style because I wanted to illustrate the story. So after narrating my story, I couldn't focus on everything just to make it, you know, readable for the readers. So I narrowed my story, and then I chose comic book style again so that I can not just tell a picture, but include actual illustrations. So it was fun for me to participate in drawing what I saw.
Yeah, that's so cool, because even though your writing can describe everything, a picture can also help with the actual storytelling.
Absolutely, and maybe it's also kind of our, I mean, sometimes it's you know, uniquely me, and then sometimes it is part of our Pacific culture where we're so visual, and so I wonder which could be, it could possibly be both, you know, a little bit of me and a little bit of our culture just kind of coming out in that storytelling.
Yes. So, sorry, what was my question? Where did you get inspiration for the illustrations?
Specifically, it was Hello Kitty. So when the readers check out Law School Comic Book 1L, they will see a strong similarity between my character, the main character, and the Hello Kitty design. I just really love that kawaii style. I think kawaii in Japanese means cute. And I think that's a good way to temper tough topics of, you know, being first generation law student, because, you know, obtaining your doctorate, studying for those exams are very unromantic and very stressful. But I think there's something fun about including that kawaii style in the comic book. And my hope is just to make it less intimidating and therefore more fun to read.
Yes, when it looks cute, then it just makes it less, what is that word? Threatening, and it just makes it easier to want to read it, right?
My hope, and if you saw that as someone who's read the book, then my hope is that more readers also saw that. You know, it's kind of part of the marketing strategy of doing that psychology that you just described. So, hoping that it continues to work.
Yes. Okay, so our last question today is, are you working on anything at the present, and do you want to share that with our viewers?
Yes. So please keep an eye out for Law School Comic Book 2L and also Law School Comic Book 3L. So the first comic book, which is available on Measina Treasures of Samoa, that just focuses on first year experiences, but that's not the whole story for a law student. It's broken into 3, sometimes 4 years, depending if you go full-time or part-time. And if you did enjoy the first comic book, which I hope you did, then you'll also get more insight in 2L volume and also 3L volume. And so uh, just to quickly summarize, 1L is for first year law students, then second year is 2L, and third year is 3L. And it's from an American law school perspective. I just want to clarify that because I know that we have Pacifica law students in Australia and New Zealand, and you guys created those chapters, which I'm grateful for. But in the American law school, that's how we organize it.
Thank you so much for being here with us today, Ruby. So for anyone who's interested in purchasing the book, we have the link down below in the description. We also have links to Ruby's other books that she has written, so make sure to check them out. Thank you again for being with us here today, Ruby.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Yes, so if you liked this video, remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more of these videos, please subscribe to our channel and support us. And yes, have a great day. Whakataitele lava.